AI for the enterprise is finally here. I recently saw a platform, it happened to be Snowflake, but they're competitors for Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and other vendors. What they do is they automate ingestion and normalization of data from disparate sources. So you can take all of that, put it into a single area, put some analytics and a front end LLM on it. Now, I got to thinking about how this might help me or someone like me or an organization at work. Well, sometimes you need to pull reports for infrastructure devices, maybe a list of servers, network devices with vendor supply dates, purchase dates, LOB information, associated app information, capabilities, capacities, vulnerability remediation info, among other data points, OS and firmware levels. Without a system like this, you would have to query each individual source, normalize them yourself, bring them into some type of consolidated format that you can work with, then process the actual analytics that you're trying to do that analysis, then put it into a form that you can actually do something with it, make a chart, make a list, something of that nature, a presentation, and do that, and create whatever you're actually trying to produce. Now, with this system, but without the AI, you get all the system into a database, and if you become an expert in that tool, you can query the database using the proper language, knowing their database schemes, knowing how all of the different things are stored in there, how to query them, what you need to do in order to get different types of results. And if you bring those skills on, then you can actually still have all that information in one spot, query it, and get a useful result. But if you add the AI on it, then suddenly, instead of having to learn a query language and become proficient in that, you can actually just in plain English launch a query, something along the lines of generate a list of all servers that have less than 1 year of support from the native vendor. Or you can say, produce a list of all network devices with unremediated vulnerabilities. Create a list of all firewalls that are associated with online banking, things of that nature. So you can even specify things very clearly in English. You can just hit enter, and then somewhere between 10 and 60 seconds, depending on the complexity of what you've asked for, the system will bring it back, and you can now put that data into some other format or tool to actually produce a presentation. That is huge. Usually these reports, if you're not doing it with a system like this, a simple one could take hours to put together, and a more complex one could take days. So by using the system, you're taking that valuable time that would be consumed by an engineer, giving it back to them so they can focus on other tasks like planning and design, where the value is much more seen.